financial interest to declare in this talk. We all know that a patient's happiness depends on getting 20/20 in at least one operated eye. How many of us are using SRK2 formula? Please put your hands up. How many of you have used SRK formula, SRK2 previously? All the senior surgeons, right? So we all have used SRK2 formula. Now can you please tell me when you should not use SRK2 formula? We are all using SRK2 because we are getting good results with that, but which is the situation when we should not use it? In a long eye, in a short eye, superb, absolutely. So we had this landmark article by Jack Holliday and James Gills, and what they described was that when we think of a patient, we think of one eye, but it's not like that. Eyes come in 9 different variations. Small anterior segment, normal anterior segment, large anterior segment, small axial length, normal axial length, and very long eyes. So when we have 9 combination of eyes, and for the average normal 90% of our patients with an average anterior segment and a posterior segment, any formula will work well. So most of us are continuing to use it. But to use it properly, we should know we should not use it in an eye with buphthalmos, a microcornea, axial myopia, nanophthalmos. In these extreme eyes, we should not use a regular 2 variable standard formula like SRK2 or T. This is the first take home message. For precision poetry and accuracy in biometry, all of you should see Warren Hill's sites. So how many of you have seen his site and read? Yes, he updates it constantly. If you saw it last year, please spend a few minutes and see it this year, and we all can learn something from there. So which is the perfect formula? The answer is simple. Over the years, formulas have improved. There is no perfect formula. If you'd asked us 20 years ago, we all will be doing this: short eye, half a Q, long eye, SRKT. And this is what we are still doing. As a default process, this is pretty good. 10 years ago, we would have added Haig's triple optimized, not unoptimized, triple optimized Haig's to this list. With ultrasound and with manual keratometry, choose the best formula based only on the axial length. And for this, I think we all should follow the 2018 guideline from the Royal College of Ophthalmology in UK, and their guideline states that as of 2018, less than 22, please use triple optimized Haig's or Offiq. Between 22 and 26, use Barrett's Universal 2 or SRKT, and for longer eyes, SRKT or Haig's. So this is the advisory from the British Royal College of Ophthalmologists, and over the years I have found their advice to be extremely practical and useful. To improve your outcomes, you have to personalize your A constants when you are doing manual keratometry and ultrasonography, because we tend to make serial stacking errors, and these will be limited to that particular clinic, that particular user. What do you mean by personalize? You personalize a formula by altering the A constant based on 20 to 25 outcomes, and you see what is the mean value. You aim for plano and you see what happens. Suppose you have a small 0.5 or a 0.75 hyperopic error like this. You have a variation from the mean of somewhere about 0.5 diopter in this particular graph. So you shift it back by personalizing it, and you're adding 0.5 to the A constant. So your mean shifts from a non-zero value to 0. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. If you're going to take your measurements in a patient after you've done an applanation, after you put drops on the eye, a person with ptosis who's blinking, uncooperative, and you put in garbage values, you will get garbage values out also. So careful clinical exam, validation of each step, and like my previous speakers mentioned, you should also get involved in the process. So axial length based formula, which many of us still use, will give us 80% of our patients within 0.5 diopter if we take careful measurements. But with careful optical biometry and current good formula, we can shift this from 80 to 92%. Look at this particular example. This patient had an axial length of 30 millimeters, and he had an Alcon 3-piece implant put into his eye. Please see the A constant that was used. This is automatically chosen from the optimized A constant which is fed into the machine. You don't have to think about it. It is not 118.3 or 118.4 for an Alcon 3-piece. The machine is chosen a 126 for an extended series length, and this was done, look, please see the year 2012. So 8 years ago you could do a surgery like this. 5 days after surgery on the second post-op visit you could get 6.9, not because the surgeon was great, he just happened to use an optical biometer which did all the hard work for him. Today we have a number of different formulas vying for the first place, which is the best. This particular photograph is from Warren Hill's website. The truth is they are all very good, but some are slightly better. As of today, the Barrett Suite version 2.0 is accepted to be the best, and it has been accepted to be the best by all the other people who are making the modern intraocular lens formulas. And this is a landmark article which was published 2 years ago, where about 13,000 and odd patients were implanted with an Alcon IQ, and various formulas were applied to see which was the best. You can see that Jack Holiday of Holiday 1 and 2, he's a co-author in this, and he says no formula is perfect. No formula will give you a perfect 0 across all axial lengths and all powers. But if you want the best of this, Barrett's Universal 2 is the best. The version 2, which is a current Barrett's, is available only in the APACRS website. It is not present in the ACRS website. It is not loaded into your IOL Master 700. It is not present in the Alcon Toric Calculator website. Don't believe them. None of them has the current version, which is a version 2.0. If you see the version 2.0, it has various components. It has a Barrett True K, Barrett Toric Calculator, Barrett Universal 2, Barrett RX formula, and a Barrett's True K Toric Calculator. It may sound confusing. It is free. You can go there and you can counter check for your unusual eyes. Flat cornea, steep cornea, long axial length, short eyes. For your regular 80%, you don't have to take this effort. In this also you'll find that there is one feature called the K calculator, which is not present in any other offline calculator, where this is partly covered in the previous question, where you can enter the K from various options, including from a topography. So Barrett now has found out, looking at the outcomes, if you do the toric lens component calculation and you incorporate the topography in addition to your manual K or auto K or the different Ks, if you take 3 different Ks and you calculate the integrated K from this, your outcomes are far superior. For eyes that have undergone refractive surgery, all of us have used the ASCRS online calculator, where you have a huge set of data which you can feed, which you can type in. If you don't have some other data, it doesn't matter. Depending on what all you enter, it will give you various options. LADA super formula, okay, it's also there. Okay, I have. So in effect, what happens is, if my time is up, but I'll conclude. So the Barrett Suite has the best of the lot if you want to use one particular formula.
Sir, you still have 1 minute left.
I still have 1 minute left. Unfortunately, in this presentation, some of the slides have been removed while loading. So if you have any questions, we'll just take that.
Sir, I have one question.
Please.
If given a chance, you have an optical biometer and there is a Barrett loaded on that, as well as there is a Barrett on the online, which would you prefer, sir?
So currently what I am doing is I'm taking it off from my IOL Master 700, but before I bought it, I was feeding it into the APACRS site and I was quite happy with that. But I think it's a very bad habit. All of us should force these manufacturers to give us the new formula,
Yes.
not wait for 1 year, 2 years or 3 years. They should make it possible for us to download it ourselves and to load it on a monthly basis or whenever we want to.
And second thing is, online there is frequent optimization.
Yes.
So that helps us a
Absolutely.
lot.
So these formulas are in flux. Just because I am saying Barrett's version 2 is the best today does not mean it's going to be the best 1 year later or 2 years later. And
Already Kane is challenging for the #1 spot.
No,
Kane.
it's very it's useful for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we all see better results because of this. If you are having a short eye, please use a half a Q. If you are having a long axial length, please use a SRKT. Yes, this is very simple. Please go back to your last 20 post-op patients and then you calculate for SRKT and see what has happened to those patients. You will find that most of them have got a little bit more myopia than what you wanted. In the Indian eyes, when we use SRKT, we get slightly more myopic outcomes when compared to the Caucasian eyes. So you will be having somewhere about 0.4, 0.5, 0.75 more myopia than what you want. So you have to optimize your SRKT. So I understand you're using an ultrasound and your manual, excellent. You can get very good results. So use SRKT only for the next 25 patients. See them 2 months after surgery or 6 weeks after surgery. Calculate the spherical equivalent and find out whether you have hit plano. If you have targeted plano, see whether you got your plano. If you don't have it, you have to personalize your A constant. You'll do very well.
Sir, there is another option, no sir. He can take these readings, feed it into the Barrett online. Can't he do that?
Yes, sir, please.
No. Can he take these readings? He has readings from the ultrasonic biometer. Can't he feed it into the, what changes should he do, sir?
So that also you can do. You can use your manual reading and you can counter check. But for a normal eye, you'll get the same values. But it is really worth doing it for those 10% of your patients who has a K like 43 or who's got a very long length or a short eye. For those patients, to the ultrasound axial length, you just add 0.2 and then you can use the Barrett's calculator.
I would just differ slightly, Dr. Elan, in this regard. I think the Barrett's calculator was tailor-made for optical biometry. So when the algorithm was being devised by Dr. Graham Barrett himself, he never took ultrasonic readings. By and large, it might work, and by and large, you might escape, but still it's a better idea to use Barrett's only when you have an optical biometry.
No, definitely I agree with that point, sir. But he has only an ultrasonic. That's
what I'm saying. I mean,
So-
this
See,
is the reason why.
in India, we have 22,000 doctors who have joined AFOS. We have sold, companies have sold 1,000 optical biometers. So we still have 20-odd thousand ophthalmologists who are doing excellent work.
Absolutely.
So and
use SRKT.
yes. So what happens is, if you can get the anterior chamber depth, if you can get the lens thickness, and if you can enter those data also, you can use that for the unusually short eyes and the long eyes.
Sir, 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Immersion is as good as optical. If your sir made it very clear, if it is the normal range, you can use an SRKT, no issues at all. When it is abnormal, when it is the longer or the shorter axial length, that's when we are talking. It's better you can use the online Barrett too.
You don't need to do the maths of optimization all by yourself. You can go to drhill.com,
Yes.
enter your
That's it.
values, he will optimize and give it back to you.
Right. True.
So the optimization offered by Dr. Warren Hill is only for the Haigis formula. For that he needs about 250 patients data. So you have to give him 250 cases, which is quite difficult for a person who's starting fresh. So personalization will be more easy for you. Anyway, you can do well if you take proper measurements and use a proper formula. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.